Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean O Mac. Today's video will cover the most recent ROM hack release. This time we're going to cover WCW vs nWo 9 Underground by RagDas. Unfortunately for this particular ROM hack only, this title is not playable on real N64 hardware. Released just last month, we get to return once again to where it all began. WCW vs nWo World Tour. Let's get started. Alright, so if you have checked out my previous RagDas ROM hack reviews, La Fin de Tour and Virtual Pro Wrestling Salvo, you already know that RagDas isn't a man of flair. He doesn't coat most of his projects in fancy new decorations to try and pizzazz you into his games. Instead, RagDas loves showing off where the ROM hacking scene is at the time of his releases. The theme of 9 Underground is simple. He went inside the game and reactivated lost characters without replacing any pre-existing ones. Some quick background for those who don't know, the first AKI games were developed side by side for the N64. Western audiences got WCW vs nWo World Tour while Japanese fans were delivered Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. Both games featured talent from World Championship Wrestling and fictional wrestlers based off of popular Japanese federations. World Tour is great, but when compared to its Japanese counterpart Virtual Pro Wrestling 64, it's no contest. We Western fans were screwed since half the roster is missing in World Tour. It's possible that THQ was worried about copyright, so they told AKI to remove some of the more famous Japanese promotions in World Tour. That's not to say they still don't exist on the cartridge though, so that's where RagDas comes into play. He figured out how to restore some of these missing superstars and make them fully playable while porting in some moves from Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. The new characters are Andre the Giant, Masahiro Chono, the Great Muta, Dory Funk Jr, Dory Funk, Jushin Thunder Liger, Mascaras, Dos Caras, and the Destroyer. We even get the return of Dr.Death Steve Williams from La Fin de Tour. Almost all of them are unlocked at the start, with only the Destroyer requiring you to unlock the whole World Wrestling Federation characters. Most of them have their fictional appearances and names from previous titles to keep with the theme. These wrestlers were unlicensed, so RagDas wanted to keep the accuracy intact by giving them their fictional names. As usual fellas, when it comes to modifying games, some issues inevitably arise. First off, I do want to repeat, this is the only ROM hack that does not play on the actual Nintendo 64. This is due to the game being pushed to its absolute limits. This is also why there are some elements missing that you would expect. For example, none of the new characters have unique portraits, just these reverse question marks. You'll also notice most new wrestlers don't have any new costumes of any kind. The space just simply doesn't exist. Now that's not to say that costumes and flair aren't present in this release though. Costume Editor was meant to be featured in World Tour but wasn't introduced until Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. There is some data still left over of these though, so RagDas replaced some outfits for specific wrestlers. Rick Steiner's fourth costume is now his primary, and his second attire is a green one to match Scott. Eddie Guerrero had 2 new mask costumes to represent his appearance as the Black Tiger. He's also got a little bit of chunk to him now. Other wrestlers like Hayabusa and Super Delphine received some exclusive colors only normally available in VPW. There's other cool details sprinkled throughout for wrestlers and costumes, but I've covered the big ones. Another cool addition is the new World Championship Wrestling ring. In the beta of World Tour, the ring was meant to have a different design and color, so RagDas went and restored this design as well. Other than that though, That's what this new project has to offer. I want to repeat for the final time that this is the only ROM hack that will not work on an actual N64. But that doesn't mean it isn't a fun time. Being able to play as top Japanese wrestling superstars is amazing, and the possibilities are salivating if someone wishes to create a ROM hack for World Tour themselves. We have one more RagDas release next month, so look forward to seeing what the man has done with WWF WrestleMania 2000 and his Summit Virtual Pro Wrestling Gamma ROM hack. If interested in more RagDas reviews, check out my reviews on Virtual Pro Wrestling Salvo, WCW nWo Revenge, and La Fin du Tour. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to me, Bean O'Mac. Ring the bell to be notified of more ROM hack reviews, playthroughs, game comparisons, evolution of the AKI series, and more every Sunday. But above all else though, please remember to have a nice day.